Good afternoon, FSClub. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to part 2 on my top requested features for Farming Simulator 25. This here video series is going over the things I would love to see in the next Farming Simulator. By the way, if you haven't watched part 1, make sure you guys check that out either after this video or before, whichever one. Also, like I said before, a new Farming Simulator has not been announced yet, and we don't actually know if it will be called Farming Simulator 25 or maybe something else. But it is more than likely, though, going by the iterations of Farming Simulator and with Giants not announcing a season pass or any other DLC for 2024. I'm still guessing though, probably in April we'll probably get that little bitty tease video, probably like June, probably get the big cinematic trailer, and November will probably be the big release. Anyways, before we even get into this video though, make sure to smash that like button. Let's get over that 500 mark. Also, if you're new to the channel, welcome to the club. Don't forget to hit that sub button and ring that bell. Now roll that intro. Let's get into those requests. I wanna be going on stage headline on the Saturday night. Saturday night. Well, as you see, we are going to be talking about seasons today. In Farming Simulator 22, a lot of us fans got what we wanted, and that was seasons in the base game of Farming Simulator. No more having to wait a year or two for the mod to come out. The bad thing though is we got seasons that didn't have all the features we were used to, kind of a little bit of like a basic seasons. I mean, there was some amazing improvements over the modded seasons, especially with the lighting of the game, which you guys are going to definitely tell on this video. But to go over what I mean, we will actually have to go to the past and take a look at some older farming simulators. This is going to be a very nostalgia video right here. Here we go. Let's go to Farming Simulator 17. Okay, so here we are, Farming Simulator 17. Man, it has been a while. You know, actually, this does not look that bad for being a game that came out a long time ago. But anyways, you guys can already see some differences between FS22 and FS17. For one thing is a new HUD right up there, which we'll be going over everything with that. As you see, early spring. Remember, in FS17 and FS19, there was no months. We actually had, early spring, middle spring, and late spring. And then, same thing with summer, the same thing with winter, the same thing with, which one did I forget? Oh, fall. Yeah, that's right. And then also you can see that other HUD up there, which we'll get to that too. Let's actually go over here. As you see, it's been a while since I've been on here. Man, the menus definitely have changed since FS17 days. Let's see, there's that, finances, animals, statistics, general settings, game settings, and help. Okay, so this was the help menu for seasons whenever you downloaded it. Remember, with this, we had to actually download the mod. It wasn't in the base game. But anyways, it says, Seasons is a mod that improves realism in the Farming Simulator game by adjusting nearly all aspects to more realistic parameters. Everything from seasonal effects to crop growth patterns and animal production has been changed to a more realistic level. The game year has been broken up into 4 seasons: spring, summer, autumn, and winter. Each season is broken into 3 parts: early, mid, and late. These parts are referred to as transitions. Your activities are tied to the game of the year they take place in real life. And this mod, if you guys did not know this, is made by Realmus Modding, an amazing modder. I missed the seasons from FS17 and FS19. But anyways, you have, of course, seasonal effects, which we see this in FS22, like leaves, and winter will be rainy, but often cold enough to allow snow to fall. We kind of see this. But another thing we are missing, as you see from that seasonal effects, is snow will fill tippers and shovels. Unless the tipper or shovel is covered in the shed with a snow mask or a tarp, snow will also reduce traction, thus making vehicles slower. Now, we see that snow will reduce traction in FS22, but we don't see, snow filling up tippers or shovels or anything like that. I would love that come to the next game. Now, with seasonal effects too, we actually do have this in FS22, which is the daylight hours are also affected with the seasons. Winters are shorter days, 8 hours, while summers have the longer hours, which you can see that, if you go to like 8 a.m. in the wintertime, it is going to be most likely dark. So yeah, so that is right there. We have that in FS22. And of course, the weather forecast is pretty much the same. The big thing though, you can see right there is you have sunny, foggy, rainy, snowy, or cloudy. We don't have really fog in FS22. I would like to actually get that in the next one too. Maybe some fog and also hailstorms. Hailstorms are also in FS17 and 19 with Seasons mod too. Now the big one right here, soil temperature is modeled using, I'm not even gonna try to pronounce that, but anyways, historical data. This means the soil will freeze in the winter when the air temperature drops below a certain point for a certain length of the time. The soil will then thaw in the spring when the air temperature rises above a certain threshold for a certain length of time. The soil cannot be worked when the ground is frozen. Crops will not grow in frozen soil. Crops will only germinate when the soil temperature is above the germination temperatures. The germination temperatures are included in the calendar on the first page of the season's menu. So yeah, you need to actually have well, the right soil temperatures, which if you see that HUD right there, that's what that is right there. You can see, of course, the temperature, and you can also see the soil temperature. Like right now, the soil temperature is 39 degrees Fahrenheit, and of course, the temperature outside is 34 degrees Fahrenheit. Which, speaking of a season's menu, actually, if you were on FS17, you basically did this, and there we go. We actually have the seasons menu. You guys can see the breakdown of that, the planting and harvest, which we see that in FS22. So that's not really something new or whatever. That was actually brought over. But the ground temperatures is the one that you see right next to the names. Right there, you see 41 degrees, 41, 41, 45. That is something I would love to see in the next one. And then, of course, you have this right here, which is the economy, which we see that in FS22 too. So that's nothing really big difference right there. And then of course you can change your season length, season introductions, keys, temperature, snow tracks, snow mode, and then the big one right there, crop moisture. I would love to get crop moisture back, which we'll go a little bit more over that in actually the FS19 version of this video. Okay, now the next thing we would like to see in FS22 is this one right here with the hay, straw, and grass. Which the difference is, in winter, grass is reset to its harvest stage to simulate the winter killing off the grass when it becomes cold. Grass bales will gradually rot and disappear after 2 days no matter where they are placed. To prevent the decay, the bales need to be used or wrapped. Once wrapped, they will turn into silage bales after 1/3 of the season, which we get that part, but we don't get the, the bales actually rotting and stuff. And actually, with swaths and piles of grass will begin to reduce in size and will eventually disappear after several days. Grass swaths and piles are reduced at midnight every day. Hay and straw swaths and piles are reduced after being exposed to rain. Straw and hay must be baled before it can be sold. Loose straw and hay cannot be sold, only given away for free. Grass, baled, or loose cannot be sold either. So the big thing in that one is that the bales actually rot, which I would love to see that. Bales and swaths. Trees, it's pretty much the same thing with trees, weather effects. We get pretty much the same stuff besides, of course, the hail like we were talking about, and the crop moisture, which would love to have. And then another one that wasn't actually in FS19, and that is maintenance. Your tractors and harvesters require periodic maintenance in order to keep them operational. The maintenance period is every 30 hours or every year, whichever comes first. Vehicles that are past due their maintenance may take longer to start. See, we don't get that at all. You can repair your vehicles either at the start, at the vehicle shop, or the placeable garage. To repair your vehicle, drive your vehicle, we all know about that. But the age of the vehicle is the days since your last repair. So that means vehicles can actually break down and they're a lot harder to start, and they can actually, you'd be driving it and then guess what? All of a sudden it would just die and you have to restart it back. I would love to see that also in the next farming simulator too. Okay, and then another big thing is animals. Big thing I would love to see. I just don't know if they can actually implement it. And that is actually animals production has been adjusted with seasons to more realistic parameters. All animals will consume more water in the summer than in winter. Cows and pigs will require more straw in the winter. The max feeding capacities have been reduced from 6 days to 3 days. Animals only give offspring at a certain time of the year, not like all year long. Also says pigs will produce offspring in the spring and the autumn. Sheep will only in the spring, while cows will produce offspring in the summer. Animals will die if they do not have food or water. See, right now, we do not get any penalties of not feeding our animals or anything. They're just there. That's it. You just don't get nothing. That's it. I would love to see this actually implemented into the next farming simulator. And then, of course, you got productions, which actually it's a lot different on that one too. But anyways, that is the FS17 seasons. Let's go over to the FS19 and I can show you about that one too. Okay, now we are actually on FS19. As you see, a lot of stuff has changed. For one thing is the lighting looks a lot better, the HUD looks better, everything just looks a lot better. Okay, but we're in this to take a look at the seasons and to show what I would love to see in the new farming simulator that's from the old farming simulators. And of course, the Real Mist mod. Okay, first things first, as you see, this thing is back, and I need to actually change it over to Fahrenheit. All right, there we go. As you see, the calendar improved right there. It's pretty much almost looks like the calendar we have right now. But like I said, I would love to have those ground temperatures. Then, of course, we got the weather, which we got the weather now, and it actually looks really good in FS22. So definitely keep that. But as you see underneath that, you have actually wind speeds, precipitation, and drying potential. That is something that was new in this, and I would love to see come on to the next one too. So what that means is, like, say like we cut grass in the field, right? We cut grass. If you leave it out, it will actually dry over time, as long as there is a big drying potential. So as you see those days that say plus right there, that means it is going to be a very dry day. That means it will take just a little bit and that grass will turn into hay. You don't even need to ted it. So that is something I would love to see come in the next one. Okay, other than that, we have, of course, you have your frost resistant and drought resistant with crops. So, as you see right there, the potential for frost damage increases as the air temperature falls below 32 degrees Fahrenheit. Potential for drought damage increases when the soil water content is below 12%. Use the measurement tool to monitor the soil water content, which we'll get to that in a second. And then, of course, you got your animals right there. I really wish we actually had cleanness back too. That was something that surprised that actually left. But yeah, we got this. And of course, animals can still die in this one too. And then of course you got your economy, which that is still in FS22, like we were saying. And then a big one, crop rotation. I would love to have crop rotation actually come back too, which means like if we do say like wheat, we plant wheat in a field, and then the next year we put in say cotton. That means we're going to get 1.14% better. Seeing you sit there and plan what you're going to actually put, because you don't want to keep doing wheat on the same field. You want to keep changing it up. But anyways, that is something I would love to see in the next farming simulator. And then let me go here real quick. Where's it at? I think it's actually under tools and miscellaneous and the MT9. There we go. All right, let's go. Let's just go to a field really quick. I don't think I have a field that actually is, well, anything is actually growing. And as you see, I am back on Lone Oak again. How much has changed from, FS17 to FS19? All right, let's actually, okay, there is, looks like a withered crop right over here. Looks like sugar beets, I think. Yeah. All right, but anyways, you could push up on this and then you hold this down and that would pop up. And you get a whole bunch of different information. You get like right here, what I have highlighted right there, the 0%. That is, of course, its growth stage, which it is withered, so there is no growth on it whatsoever. You get your crop moisture stage, so it's at 40%. I forget what it needs to be at to actually harvest it. See, because if you try to harvest it whenever it's too wet, it would actually sit there and say you cannot because it is too wet. Then, of course, you got 67% right there, and then another moisture right there. So that is something I would love to see come to the next farming simulator. Some new stuff I would also like to see is I would love to see actually irrigation come to farming simulator. Irrigation so we can actually have pivots and so we can actually water our crops. Okay, and we're going to finish this off with, of course, FS22, which amazing game. And I love, of course, the seasons, the way it looks. I mean, you could definitely tell by the lighting, it looks about 10 times better than what it did before. But there, of course, could be some improvements with it, which I'm hoping will be in the next farming simulator. Like always, if you guys did enjoy this video, make sure you guys hit that like button. Also, let me know in the comment section below what you guys think about seasons and what you would like to add to seasons. Like always, if you're also new to the channel, welcome to the club. Don't forget to hit that sub button and ring that bell. Post videos pretty much every single day on my favorite game, Farming Simulator. Have an amazing day, guys. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
Wish I could say I was finally over you, but that's not the truth.